achievement, we would like to give again our sincere thanks to the Flipkart team, especially to Mr. Ajay, Ayapan Aditya, Arvind, Manu, and Said. Thank you for your effort so that we can work so closely to work as one team. We also would like to give our special thanks to the entire Qualcomm team led by Mr. Rajan. Thank you for delivering the best among all segments. And today, we are going to launch two amazing phones. Both are designed as the best for its own segment. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm super happy to introduce the Zenfone MAXPRO M2 and Zenfone Max M2. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Dinesh Sharma to introduce the further details.
To start with, I just want to take you through a bit of a context on a bit of a journey that we've been this year. So we've launched smartphones in every important price segment this year, right from 5,999 rupees with Lite L1 to the amazing, outstanding, innovative technology with ROG at 69,999. And I take this opportunity to thank all our fans for actually making each of these models a good success in their segment. So thank you very much for the immense enthusiasm and support for ASUS. One of the key aspects that has been there in the industry this year is the depreciating rupee. But despite the depreciation in the rupee, to ensure that our fans get the best products at the best prices, we've actually maintained the prices for ASUS products in India. So please go and recompare our phones which are at the same prices while the competition product prices have actually moved up, and take your best picks. Further, we've stayed true to the commitment of updates. All this entire range of phones that you see here launched are actually updated till October 2018 security update. So you get the latest updates on our smartphones all the time. The product that we are going to be actually presenting today, both Zenfone MAXPRO M2 and Zenfone Max M2, both these products have actually been developed based on your valuable feedback. We've been hearing you, all our fans, and also all the media experts who review our phones, who give out their first impressions, and then we take that feedback very, very sincerely and work upon that to give you the best products. So this year itself with Zenfone MAXPRO M1, we've actually updated the product several times. And this is the amazing part of these phones, that when you buy them and you're actually using them, the phones actually get better. So we've updated electronic image stabilization across all the variants. We improved the camera performance. We improved the biometric performance on Zenfone MAXPRO M1 to make it the truly unbeatable performer. Coming to 5G as well, which actually redefined the flagship segment in India, again, we added an astounding 15 new functionalities, like for example, gesture control in the phone after the launch. And therefore, all these new improvements actually improve the product after you bought it. Further, there has been one major question which is being asked to us, that when are you going to be releasing the Android Pie update on 5G and MAXPRO M1? I'm very happy to announce that we'll be actually rolling out the Pie update on Zenfone 5G in January 2019 and Pie update on MAXPRO M1 in February 2019. So you can see that we've kept up our promise, and we'll be also delivering you the Pie update. All this is work in progress right now. The Zenfone MAXPRO M2 product has been conceived by you, our fans, and by you, the tech experts. And therefore, this phone emerges to be the best phone in the segment because it's taken all this valuable feedback from you, and we have made it for you. So coming to the first aspect of the product, the design. What we've done is that we've delivered a flagship design in a mainstream phone. And the product looks really awesome with the dynamic optical finish that you see out here on the back with a 16-layer wave finish design, which both gives it a very, very beautiful premium glass-like feel and also adds to the durability. Coming to the screen protection, again, which is an important part of design, I'm very, very, very happy to confirm to you that we are going to be bringing flagship screen protection to Zenfone MAXPRO M2 in the mainstream segment. And again, in terms of weight, it will weigh only 175 grams. It will have a 2.5D arc glass in the front and 88% screen-to-body ratio with a 3D curved back. So when you actually hold the phone, it's completely smooth on all sides, and you don't feel rough edges when you actually hold the product. So very, very happy to inform that on Zenfone MAXPRO M2, we'll be actually bringing in Corning Gorilla Glass 6 protection, which is there today only in the flagship segment. So the lowest price phone today that you have with Corning Gorilla Glass 6 is priced in India at 37,999. So you've got Corning Gorilla Glass 6, which is there only on flagship, above like 38,000 rupees, now coming to the mainstream on Zenfone MAXPRO M2. So from a design perspective, you've got the best-in-class protection which comes into the display. And these are just some of the facts which our friends from Corning have shared with us, wherein you can see that 62% of the consumers desired drop protection. So while in the segment today you've got scratch protection, but a lot of consumers are actually asking for drop protection. And if you see that more than 50% of the consumers on an average drop their phones 7 times a year. So this really, there is a genuine need for very good quality protection from drop. And this is where our partners Corning come into the play, and they deliver the best sophisticated technology on a material which is wafer, or let's say paper thin, which goes onto the display protection. Therefore, what you get on Zenfone MAXPRO M2 is the most durable smartphone screen protection in the industry. And for the first time in the segment, you get certified scratch resistance and drop resistance. Because with Corning Gorilla Glass 6, you actually get this incremental benefit of drop resistance. In laboratory tests, Corning Gorilla Glass 6 survives up to 15 consecutive drops on an average. And we'll show you a video on that, which shows you how this testing is done and how the glass performance is actually measured. If you look at this particular segment, all our leading competitors are at best on a Corning Gorilla Glass 3. And we give you 3 generations ahead glass protection with Corning Gorilla Glass 6. So we'll just watch a short video of how Corning is doing the testing of Corning Gorilla Glass 6. This, as you can see, is the normal glass, okay, which has been used for testing purpose. And now we'll switch on to Corning Gorilla Glass 6. So friends, that was Corning Gorilla Glass 6 drop test presented to you out here to give you the sense of how rigorously the glass is actually tested for drop protection. Apart from that, we'll be launching the Zenfone MAXPRO M2 in two mesmerizing colors, blue and titanium. So moving forward from the design to the performance of the phone. Again, in this segment, we've used the best-in-class, the best performance Snapdragon chipset, for which I would like to invite on stage the President of Qualcomm India, Rajan Wagadia, to kindly come up and share with you about the processor. Thank you.
Hello everybody, and thank you, Dinesh. It has always been a pleasure to be here amongst you for this launch. And today, what is being announced are two platforms on the Snapdragon 600 series. Snapdragon 600 series is a series which was created to bring high-end, premium, enhanced experiences to make affordable luxury phones. And after we saw the success of Zenfone MAXPRO M1, I'm very confident that the legacy of that success will be continued with the M2. Quite a few of you would have already known about 660, but just to reiterate, it's a first time some of the technologies were brought to this series. It's a 14 nanometer FinFET technology which is used to create this chipset. What it means in a layman's language is it gives you high performance, at the same time it's very power efficient. It then goes to say that we have Cryo 260. Now Cryo 260 is basically a customized Qualcomm CPU, and the Snapdragon 660 was the first time we had brought the Cryo CPU architecture from the 800 series to the 660 series. So 660 carries the Cryo 260. It is 8-core, octa-core, and it switches and toggles. It has 4 plus 4 cores, and all the tasks are actually managed by Cryo on a real-time basis, so that the heavy load or very heavy intensive workloads like that of gaming are carried on by the big cores, and the small cores, or they are basically called the efficiency cores, the big cores are called the performance cores. They both work together to deliver high performance and power efficiency. And then we have Adreno 5 and 2, and this helps enhance graphics and also 3D gaming. This is becoming a sort of a new development in this market where children and all of us are actually going more towards gaming. So this phone offers Adreno 5 and 2 with very good gaming experience. Let's go to some of the other premium technologies that have come onto this. It has integrated AI engine, and the Qualcomm AI engine. The benefit of this integration is primarily that a lot of tasks are performed on the device, on the AI. Also, the AI engine supports a lot of SDKs which are now available in the market, including Qualcomm's own Snappy and then other SDKs, and also the frameworks which are there for AI. So a lot of ISVs or application developers develop their applications on the frameworks, and this phone would support that. It has Spectra 160 ISP, which is primarily offering you a very good imaging quality. And that absolutely is a must in today's world for us. And lastly, not to forget that this has, for very good audio, we have got something called Qualcomm acoustic audio. So these are things which probably appear on the slides, but I'm 100% sure when you use this phone, and as you have used M1, you will see these phones will deliver, this chipset 660 delivers an amazing experience for all the consumers. Thank you.
margin. So as you can see that in this particular phone, we've used the best-in-class Snapdragon processor, and we are actually upgrading in M2 to Snapdragon 660. So that's really an amazing processor, and therefore, you get great performance as well. Apart from that, very happy to confirm that again, Zenfone MAXPRO M2 2 would come on stock Android UI. In fact, it's almost a pure experience. There are only 3 pre-installed apps on the phone that we give from a third-party perspective, which is Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger. Apart from that, there are no ads, there are no bloated applications, pre-installed. So you get a lot of memory, plus you get a very quick, smooth UI experience with stock Android. And this was one of the key needs of the consumers in this particular segment. I'm also happy to confirm that in our partnership with Google, we offer on our phones 100 GB of free Google storage space. So you can actually store a lot of your pictures, etc., on the Google Drive. Apart from that, we also assure you that on this particular product, which is Zenfone MAXPRO M2, we would be giving an Android Pie update in January 2019. Right? So this was one of the key questions which a lot of media people had initially when we did the preview meets, that they wanted to know when would Android Pie update be coming. So we would be giving the Android Pie update on MAXPRO M2 in January 2019. Therefore, if you look at it, from the fact that this has Snapdragon 660 with AI engine, and we've used LPDDR4X RAM, and we've used stock Android, this amazing combination actually helps deliver very good performance on the Zenfone MAXPRO M2. And in our internal benchmark testing, it is clearly topping the charts right now on AnTuTu scores. And even on the graphic performance benchmarks, Zenfone MAXPRO M2 is topping the charts again compared to the competition. There would be 3 variants of the product that we'll be launching. So we'll be launching a 3 GB RAM, 32 GB variant, a 4 GB RAM, 64 GB variant, and a 6 GB RAM, 64 GB variant. So you'll have 3 variants of this particular product, and the only difference on the variants would essentially be the memory. Coming to the display of the phone, here again, within the segment, we are actually using the best display that you can actually find on a smartphone in this segment. And here are other key specs of the display. So it will be a 6.26-inch Full HD Plus display. And you get an astounding 94% color gamut. Now this 94% color gamut means you've actually got the maximum possible colors on the display in this particular segment. And the contrast ratio is 1500:1. So you get really good blacks on the display when you actually watch, and that makes it a very good display for immersive viewing experience. Apart from that, we've got the smallest full function notch on the display. So when you actually look at this notch, we've actually shifted the speaker above. It's not on the notch. Apart from that, what you've got is essentially the front camera. You've got the proximity sensor. You've got the ambient light sensor. You've also got a notification LED. And most importantly, and again, this is a differentiator in the segment, it has a front LED flash as well, so that you can take your selfies in absolutely low or no light conditions. So we actually compared it to the other smartphones in the segment, and as you can see that it's the smallest notch with LED flash. None of the other smartphones in the segment actually have an LED flash, and some smartphones in the segment are actually missing out on notification LED as well. So you've got the smallest full function notch in the industry coming on Zenfone MAXPRO M2. Plus, when it comes to battery, and battery has been one of the key strengths of the Zenfone Max series. And here again, we give you a very, very powerful 5000 mAh battery. So obviously, like in the segment, this is class-leading battery, and you get class-leading battery performances. You don't need to worry about your battery running out. During the day, till the night, you return home, it will just go on and on. And it, in normal usage conditions, easily delivers 2+ days battery time. Sorry. But what is the most important aspect is that despite the fact the phone has 5,000 mAh battery, it is one of the lightest phones in the segment, and in fact lighter than some of the other competing models which have actually lower battery capacity than this. So you can see the weight of the phone at 175 grams is lightest when you compare it with the 5,000 mAh battery packed into it. And maybe except just one competitor where it weighs 1 gram more, it is lighter than the other competitors in the segment with actually lower capacity batteries. So you get a great design, you also get a great lightweight feel when you hold this phone, and with an astounding battery power. Plus, at ASUS, we actually adopt multiple battery safety technologies to ensure that batteries remain safe in their performance when you are actually using them. So you get really astounding endurance on this phone. You get 2+ days of battery usage time, 34 days of standby, 45 hours of 3G talk time, and 23 hours of Wi-Fi web browsing. So you can watch a one-day match on Hotstar easily, throughout without actually stopping. You can watch your full seasons of popular Indian serials right now on Netflix constantly without taking a break if you want to. So in today's world where video consumption with the amount of data available is a very important aspect of our lives, we ensure that you get great display, you get great battery on this phone to give you a very good video experience. Even when it comes to gaming, and gaming really puts a lot of intensity on the smartphone in terms of battery usage and processor usage, this phone gives you amazing amount of times on popular games like Free Fire, Asphalt 9. You can play them for 8 to 9 hours, and that's the kind of capacity that this battery brings to the table. Coming to camera again, and here again, we are doing something different in the segment that MAXPRO M2 would operate in to give you the best possible photography experience that when you actually go to cameras. And therefore, very happy to announce that we will be introducing the Sony IMX486 sensor in Zenfone MAXPRO M2. Along with that, the key highlight of the usage of Sony IMX486 sensor, the way we are doing it, is actually bringing it with a very large f1.8 aperture. Now that is where it makes the big difference, because other phones earlier which were there using in this particular segment, IMX486, were actually using a 2.2 aperture. And we'll also be using 6P lens. The phone would support 4K UHD video recording plus EIS. The 1.8 aperture therefore helps with 49% more light sensitivity. So now with the 1.25 micron pixel size, which is there on the IMX486 sensor, which by itself generates 56% more light when you compare it to a 1 micrometer pixel size, you've got a f1.8 aperture which actually generates 49% more light receptivity as compared to f2.2. You get really superior low light performance. So you can shoot like a pro in any kind of lighting conditions in day or night with Zenfone MAXPRO M2. We will be enabling through a photo update during December AI scene detection as well, because the AI capabilities which are there on the Snapdragon 660 would come into use to enable AI scene detection, and within December we'll do a photo update to enable AI scene detection. Apart from that, we've also introduced the Pro mode in this, by way of which you can actually do manual settings of your exposure value, shutter speed, etc. And you can actually take photographs in a customized way on the professional mode whenever you want it. So it's great for pro photographers. With the dual camera, the secondary camera, which is a 5 megapixel depth sensing camera, you can also take perfect portraits. And the other great part is that while taking pictures on the portrait mode, you can actually adjust the depth effect live, and you can see how the picture would come, by adjustment of the depth effect and how much bokeh you really want in your picture live when you're actually taking a photograph. So these are some of the pictures, which we've taken on the MAXPRO M2, and you can see the kind of vividness in terms of colors that it's able to capture. Even when there are brightly contrasting colors next to each other, it's able to capture the color details very, very accurately. This is the second picture where you can see the kind of HDR effect it's able to get here in the shadow areas. You can see very nicely it's able to capture the dynamic range, and even out there on the tree, wherever you see dark shadows and bright lights, the HDR aspect is getting captured very, very well. Also, in terms of accuracy of color production, the IMX486 sensor with the kind of aperture that we've used really does very good job in bringing out accurate and nice colors. And a better bokeh effect as well. So and here you can see the superior light performance, low light performance. This is a shot which has been taken in Taipei. You can see this building and its surfaces extremely clearly, even in low light conditions, with the kind of sensor that we have on this particular phone. So from a camera perspective, in every kind of performance test, this particular phone is performing extremely well in all types of conditions that you would want to take photographs with your rear camera. Also, I just want to share with you another important aspect. With our Made for India initiative, our R&D team has spent considerable amount of time in India to understand what kind of post-processing our consumers in India prefer. We've also taken into account a lot of feedback from the experts, and we've surveyed them in great depth to understand what kind of pictures would Indian consumers like in terms of post-processing once the camera takes the picture. And all this work has been assimilated into Zenfone MAXPRO M2 and Zenfone Max M2, and as photo update on our current phones. So you would see that in terms of post-processing performance as well, the phone on the camera front is truly getting customized for India. And this is just a demonstration of the EIS performance. So you can see on the right is the video with EIS on Zenfone MAXPRO M2, and that is one of our competitors' phone without EIS, and you can see the kind of difference that EIS is making in the rear camera. Coming to the front camera as well, we've got a 13 megapixel front camera with f2.0 aperture, soft light LED flash, and a 5P lens. Plus the sensor size out here also is 1.12 micron. So you get really good selfies in daylight conditions and low light conditions. And obviously it's the only phone in the segment compared to the main competitors which comes with a front LED flash. So you can actually take selfies even in conditions where there is no light. For example, if you're cutting a birthday cake and there is absolutely no light, you can still take a very good selfie. Also, we have the beauty mode and the portrait mode. But most importantly, what we will be bringing to this particular phone in the front camera as well is EIS functionality for videos. So you can take your shake-free videos, through the front camera as well when you want to take your selfie videos. And this is again one of the key capabilities that we'll be adding to the phone through a photo update during December. Now let's move to audio. Friends, audio is a very important aspect today of your smartphone experience, because you are watching a lot of video content as well as we are consuming a lot of audio content. And in this, your audio experience actually makes the total experience that you actually get while watching a video or while listening an audio. And at ASUS, we've been very focused on delivering the best audio performance. In fact, I would just like to share with you a small story. Recently, I visited our R&D team, and they were actually wanting to show me the performance of audio on Zenfone MAXPRO M2 and Zenfone Max M2. And I went to the lab. What I was really surprised with is that all the audio performance testing, fine-tuning, and demonstration was actually being done on the best top songs from India. And these were like chart busters in India, and that's the song which was actually being used for testing a phone and fine-tuning a product to deliver the best Indian music on Zenfone MAXPRO M2. So what we've done on Zenfone MAXPRO M2 is that we've actually delivered a 5-magnet loudspeaker with NXP smart amplifier. This is the best in the segment. With 5-magnet loudspeaker, you actually get really good quality in terms of high volume sound. You get very good bass effect, which is better than a normal 3-magnet speaker. So you get really, really good. You've got a really, really good speaker out here. Apart from that, we've used the advanced NXP smart amplifier. And I've already mentioned that both of these, I mean, the entire audio experience on this is custom tuned for India. So with the NXP smart amp, you get very good amplification of audio, plus it does very good current sensing and control so that the speaker performance is not impacted in the long term of usage by any kind of extra voltage or any kind of extra current being supplied to it. So it protects your speaker and therefore enhances the lifetime quality of the music that you get on these phones. And coming to the key convenience aspects in the product again, you've got a very fast face unlock function. You've also got a speedy fingerprint unlock function. So you can actually, like unlock your phones with your biometric security ASAP fast in a very zappy manner. And yes, it will support triple slots, and you've got dual 4G support as well, and the expandable memory through the micro SD card slot is 2 terabytes. So friends, that is what was in brief, the entire product presentation on Zenfone MAXPRO M2. You've seen several firsts in this segment coming onto this phone. We've got several flagship level features like Corning Gorilla Glass 6 come to it, and we made a very, very superior upgrade to MAXPRO M1 as well for the Indian market. So now we'll move to the next phone that we want to present. Again, this phone too will be the class leading phone in this segment, which is Zenfone Max M2, and we are calling it the power-packed performer. So let us take you through now the power-packed performer. Coming to the design of this phone, we've got just a 7.7 mm slim body on this phone with 160 gram weight. It's metal body, and it has a 2.5D glass in the front. What you will really like about this phone is the kind of slimness that it packs in, okay, and the weight that it brings in into this particular segment. It's among the slimmest phone among its key competitors. It will be also available in 2 colors, black and blue. And the phone is actually with a complete metal body. Okay, so you get metal body in that slimness and that low weight. And coming to the display again, we packed in a 6.26-inch display again, but this display is an HD Plus display. And it is with notch with an 88% screen to body ratio, which is a very large screen to body ratio again, and one of the best in the segment again in terms of the screen to body ratio. Again, coming to the performance, in this segment again, compared to the key competition, we've used the best in class and the most powerful Snapdragon chipset. And to take you through that again, I would like to request Mr. Rajan Bagadia to kindly come up and share with you his point of view. Thanks.
You summed it up actually by saying it's the most powerful, so not much left for me to say here. But here, actually, what I want to say is that this product is based on our latest 632, and it's a new entry to the 600 series. It's again a 14 nanometer solution which we bring in, and again the good thing is again we have got Cryo here. It's Cryo 250. Again, it works on the octa-core, 4 cores, big, 4 core, small. With the 14 nanometer FinFET, again you have the same advantage of better power management and not sacrificing the performance. The Adreno 506 actually helps you gaming, and that's becoming the new feature, and hence each of these chipsets which we bring in now have a huge focus on gaming. So 506 offers a very good experience for gaming. The X9 modem which we have in this product brings some of the other features like DSDV and UDC, uplink data compression, these are techniques which help for better voice quality, better data performance on the product. And again, not to lose that, even this category of 632 is an AI capable chipset. A little bit I would dwell on this one is artificial intelligence and the engines and what we talk about capabilities are something which the whole ecosystem works together to develop and offer to the consumer. Quite a few times you don't understand exactly what goes behind, but there are quite a few players who are working to deliver some of these features which typically most of us take it as granted. And as applications and use cases get developed, 632 actually supports a lot of the SDKs, the Qualcomm Snappy, which is our own proprietary neural network SDK, that's supported. And to enhance more, we have support for Android NN. And on top of these SDKs, you have the frameworks, and it supports almost all the popular frameworks. Cafe 2 from Facebook, we have TensorFlow from Google, and this helps the ISV or the software providers who are basically making the AI use cases and AI applications to develop applications and run on these devices. So again, I would say this is, at this tier, 632 offers a really good experience across all the premium features or premium expectations of the consumer. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajan. So as you can see that we've got the Snapdragon 632 processor coming on the Zenfone Max, and that is the most powerful processor in the segment. And let's look at the kind of benchmark score increments it gets over the competition. So more than 33% score improvement on AnTuTu as compared to the key competitors with Snapdragon 632 coming into the play. So you've got the best-in-class performance coming on the Zenfone Max M2. Coming to the variants again, we'll have a 332GB variant, 3GB RAM, 32GB storage variant, and a 4GB RAM and 64GB storage variant in this particular model as well. And coming to the battery again, we've got on Zenfone Max M2 with the kind of slimness you've seen and the low weight that you've seen, an astounding 4000 mAh battery, which gives you easily a 2 days of usage time, 33 days of 4G standby, 35 hours of 3G talk time, and 22 hours of Wi-Fi web browsing. So these are really, really amazing numbers that you get on this particular phone with a 4000 mAh battery in the segment. Therefore, you can again, watch 13 hours constantly of YouTube or Netflix or Hotstar on this particular phone. So great video viewing experience again. And also in terms of gaming, you have got 7 to 8 hours of intensive gameplay that you can pack in on the most heavy-duty, high-performance, highly demanding games on this particular phone as well. Coming to the camera, and here again we worked a lot in this particular segment to improve the camera performance. So what we are going to be packing into Zenfone Max M2 is a 13 megapixel rear camera with 1.12 micron pixel size, but here again, friends, we are using a 1.8 aperture, which is class leading. Most of our competing phones in this particular segment with Max M2 will have a f2.2 aperture or at best f2.0 aperture. Here we are packing in an f1.8 aperture, and as I told you earlier, f1.8 aperture actually enables 49% more light receptivity as compared to a f2.2 aperture. So therefore, you will get a super low light performance even on this particular phone. The secondary camera sensor on this will enable the bokeh effect. It's a 2 megapixel depth sensing camera. You've got again 4K video support, you've got bokeh support, you've got an LED flash at the rear. And we'll also be enabling AI scene detection in this during the month of December. So we'll be using the AI capabilities of the Snapdragon 632 processor to deliver to you AI scene detection again on this particular phone. And talking about the selfie camera again, we've got an 8 megapixel selfie camera with f2.0 aperture, 1.12 micron size, and here again on the notch, you've got a soft light LED flash to enable you to take your selfies even in absolutely no light conditions. So here again, you've got the same kind of advantage which we have in the MAXPRO M2 to take selfies in absolutely no light conditions as well with the selfie flash. And we've got the beauty mode, and the portrait mode would also be supported, but most importantly, again in this particular segment, we will be enabling EIS, electronic image stabilization, for selfie videos in the front camera as well. So even in Zenfone Max M2, you've got EIS capability support both in the front camera as well as the rear camera. So let's look at some of the pictures that we've actually taken with the Zenfone Max M2. And you can see here, it's got excellent HDR effect. You can see the leaves out here. They're getting sunlight in certain areas. Certain areas are there in the shadows. And the way the dynamic range processing and the capture has been done by the camera is very, very good. Now coming to the second picture, which actually shows the kind of color proficiency which Zenfone Max M2 would actually bring to the table. You can see the edge detection is extremely sharp, and the colors and the images are absolutely real and very, very nicely visible. Again, when it comes to detailing among contrasting colors, you've got very, very good, vivid details being captured by the camera. And when it comes to low light performance, again, you can see the kind of imagery which this particular phone is able to capture. And just like Zenfone MAXPRO M2, Zenfone Max M2 will also come with a refreshed user interface on the camera, which will enable Pro mode as well. So you can actually even go and take a long exposure shot and really, really use it to the maximum in terms of very, very low light conditions for taking your pictures. Coming to the audio aspect of Zenfone Max M2, here again we've ensured that we put in the best audio capability. And again, friends, for the camera as well as audio, the entire tuning has been done for India and has been customized for India in both the models. And I'm very happy to confirm that even in case of Zenfone Max M2, we've used a 5-magnet speaker and an NXP Smart amplifier to give you again a segment-leading, very good audio experience, even in case of Zenfone Max M2. Coming to the convenience aspect of the phone again, you've got a very fast face unlock, you've got a rear fingerprint sensor which also works very fast, and you've got triple slots again which support 2 SIM cards, dual 4G VoLTE across all major operators. And again, the expandable memory here and again is a 2 terabyte expandable memory. So, sorry, let's watch 2 films back to back on both these phones so that it kind of summarizes what this product is. So I will restart the film again, okay, both for Zenfone MAXPRO M2 and Zenfone Max M2. So let's look at the product films to just recap both these astounding products in their respective segment. let's have the video for Max M2 as well. So friends, it's now the time for one of the most exciting part of the events always, right? Which is the price unveil, right? So we'll first start with the pricing of Zenfone Max M2. So Zenfone Max M2, just to summarize, comes with a Snapdragon 632 processor, a 4000 mAh battery, sorry for this error on the slide, metal body, 3 GB RAM, 32 GB storage, AI-powered cameras, 13 megapixel camera with a f1.8 aperture, and a large 1.12 micron size. So in its segment, it's really top on specs when it comes to competing with the competition. And friends, I am very happy to announce that Zenfone Max M2 332 GB version will be priced at only rupees 9,999. And the 4 GB 64 GB RAM version of Zenfone Max M2 will be priced at again rupees 11,999. So let's move on to Zenfone MAXPRO M2. And Pro M2 is really packing in segment-leading technology with Corning Gorilla Glass 6, the best-in-class Snapdragon 660 processor, 5000 mAh battery with an IMX486 sensor with f1.8 aperture, and an astounding 5000 mAh battery. So the 332 GB variant of Zenfone MAXPRO M2 will be priced in India at only rupees 12,999, with all these flagship features being brought to the mainstream segment in India. So you've got 12,999 for this Zenfone MAXPRO M2 3 GB 32 GB variant, will be the most competitive Snapdragon 660 phone available in India right now. And the 4 GB RAM 32 GB storage variant of Zenfone MAXPRO M2 will be again launched at a very competitive price of only rupees 14,999. And lastly, the 6 GB version, the 6 GB RAM 64 GB variant will be priced at rupees 16,999. So friends, at these prices, these phones are the best in the segment that you can actually go for, and priced at a very competitive level. So I just want to sincerely thank all of you for coming for this event personally out here, and all the viewers on live stream, and I really look forward to your support and love for ASUS to continue. And I hope these phones, you would actually buy them and you would really love their experience. So thank you very much for your time, and I would like to now go on to the next part of the ceremony. Thanks.
We would now request Mr. Leon Yu, Regional Head, India and South Asia, with Mr. Peter Chang, APAC Deputy General Manager from ASUS, to be on the stage. May we also request Mr. Aditya Soni, Senior Director, Mobile Category, Flipkart, and Mr. Rajan Wagadia, Country Manager, Qualcomm India, to join them for a photo op.
Friends, while we are here for the photo op, I'm sorry, there are some amazing aspects that I missed in the presentation I would like to take you through. So we'll be launching these phones with some amazing, attractive offers on the launch day, which you should not miss. So on the launch day, on both Zenfone MAXPRO M2 and Zenfone Max M2, you will have a very attractive bank discount. which you should actually see on Flipkart for further details. Apart from that, we'll be offering the complete mobile protection plan, and complete mobile protection plan actually offers you all the protection that you can actually look for in the smartphone. So you will get theft insurance, you've got breakage insurance, you've got water damage insurance. So every aspect which is not covered by the standard warranty is indeed covered by the complete mobile protection plan. And on Zenfone MAXPRO M2 kind of price point, the normal complete mobile protection plan actually costs 1,299 rupees. But what we'll be giving to you this particular package at is only rupees 99 on the launch day. So you get an amazing discount on the complete mobile protection plan. And this program was actually initiated by Flipkart in partnership with ASUS on Zenfone MAXPRO M1, and we give you an astounding benefit on the launch day. Further, you also will get on the launch day Zenfone MAXPRO M2 and Zenfone Max 2 on no-cost EMI as well. So you can actually take this advantage of the no-cost EMI offering. Zenfone MAXPRO M2 no-cost EMI would start at only rupees 2167 per month. And the Zenfone Max M2 no-cost EMI would start at 1667 per month. So you got some really, really amazing offers on both these models. And the sale for Zenfone MAXPRO M2 will start on Flipkart on 18th of December. So Zenfone MAXPRO M2 sale will start on 18th of December, and the Zenfone Max 2 sale will actually start on 20th of December. So you've got both these phones coming very, very shortly to you. Watch out for the space, avail the offers, and make the most of it on the launch day on Flipkart. So that's it, folks. Sorry I missed that part and had to cover it right now. Thanks.
Thank you everyone for joining us for the launch of our two new category kings. The demo zones are now open for you to experience the Zenfone Max Pro M2 and Zenfone Max M2. Also, do join us for the lunch in the pre-function area.